Which two cameras, guys? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Doctor Janine Show. I'm so happy to have you all here today. This is going to be a great show. So what am I holding on to? I'm talking about perfume toxicity. Do you love your perfume? Or we're going to be talking about some of the drawbacks with perfume and some more natural hacks. Of course, we're also talking about healthy vision today, and we will be making up and mixing up my DIY non-toxic laundry soap. I know a lot of you have missed this. It's a big request. That's why we're bringing it back. I will be sharing this recipe with you. You will love it because, again, we're talking about toxicity from the inside out, and detoxing is so important that we're not putting toxic things from the outside in, making us sick. We'll also talk, of course, about healthy vision and how to get that clear vision. Hey, if you missed last week, we had a lot of fun last week. We may play a little bit of a game today. I'm not sure if we have time for it, but stay tuned potentially for the Parasite game. So we played a fun game. Maybe we'll do a little bit of that Parasite game today as well. This is a very fun and interactive show, so if you've not been here before, please say hello. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. It's so great to have you all here today, and say hello and where you're from. I'm always so curious where everybody is from when we go live on Tuesdays here at the Doctor Janine Show. And welcome on in. I am Doctor Janine Bowring, naturopathic doctor. We talk all things natural here at the Doctor Janine Show. Okay, if you missed last week, we also talked about fake vitamins. We're talking about fake sourdough bread today. So yeah, there's something very distinctive to look on on your sourdough labels. I'm going to show you that. That is coming up in just a moment. And last week we also talked about why we should not be wearing our sunglasses. Oh yeah, so if you missed that show, make sure you check it out. And it's something that's really important for our circadian rhythms. Now today is very interactive. As I said, we will be playing for a prize. We will be also announcing last week's winner, which is always so much fun. Please make sure that you are following Team Dr. Janine. Sometimes we do have winners that happen and we can't reach you. And if you're not following, if you're not a subscriber, then you can't be our winner, unfortunately. So please make sure that you are following. Nice to see you, Madison. Hello, thank you for tuning in today. Emily in Alberta, Daniel in Nigeria. Hello, Devix in Nepal. Hello, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know everybody's, Leanne is in North Bay. Good morning, nice to see you. Parvez, hello, in Ontario is here, and Millie is here. Hello, nice to see you. And she's saying hello to the team, which is so nice. Thank you so much. And Mrs. Samuel in Italy. Hello, Andy, thank you for the follow. And thanks for everybody who's hitting that follow button right now. Make sure that you are subscribed, that you're following, and please hit that share button. And I see all of those hearts coming through as well, so thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Let's get started. Let's go over onto the kitchen, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about bread and fake sourdough bread. So this is something that I realized myself. I was shocked to find out because I like sourdough bread. I believe that it's easier to digest. I find that it's better for my digestive tract. And when I've had a true sourdough bread, it is very well digested, and that's because it's fermented. Now, how do you spot a fake sourdough bread? So even though it's called sourdough and it says sourdough bread on the label, you're being duped a lot of the times. And this is what I want you to look for. And I'm going to show you an example of a label that is a sourdough bread, but it says the word yeast. So if the ingredient list says the word yeast, it's not a true sourdough bread, because of course a true sourdough is actually fermented. It uses those naturally occurring probiotics. It's sitting out at room temperature. Those probiotics are helping to propagate themselves, and that's a true sourdough, and they can be a little bit finicky to make. I've not yet tried to make my own sourdough, but if you have, I am interested to know. Maybe put a bread emoji in that comment bar. Hello, Barbara in Toronto. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Maria, nice to see you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're learning, which is fantastic. Shabe in Virginia, nice to see you. And Shari likes Ezekiel bread. Yeah, so Ezekiel bread also is sprouted, so that's a great option as well. A little bit different from the sourdough, of course. Okay, so let's take a look at a label. Now, we will be talking about perfume toxicity today. This is a big topic because I know a lot of you use perfume. We actually did a poll earlier on, and we're going to show you the results of that and if it's affecting your health or not. But a true sourdough is not going to have the word yeast. So come on in and take a look at this. That word yeast should not be found on a true sourdough bread label. That's an indication that it's not a true sourdough, it's not been fermented, and it's not been allowed to sort of sit and cure and grow and propagate those proper probiotics in a true sourdough. And that could be affecting your digestive health. So hey, you learned about from the gut gurus, you heard that sourdough is the best way to go in terms of your digestive health. If you've got gas and bloating, and you're like, okay, sourdough, that's what I'm gonna be eating. And then you buy a sourdough and it's got yeast in the ingredients. Well, it's not a true sourdough. So this is something that you have to be aware of. When you are purchasing your sourdough bread, make sure it does not say yeast on that label, okay? Super important. And I hope that's new information for some of you. I hope that if you love your sourdough, best case scenario, you're gonna make it yourself. I promise I'm gonna attempt to make my own sourdough. I'm gonna let you know how that's going, okay? But that's gonna be a future show. I've heard some disaster and horror stories for making your own sourdough and killing it all the time, but that's something that I'm gonna endeavor to do in the next little while and make my own sourdough, and then I'll share how we do that. Once I'm successful, we'll do it here on the show, okay? Who else makes sourdough? Okay, somebody's making sourdough. Amazing, that is so good, so good. And you can apparently do a gluten-free sourdough. Apparently. So that's something I'm going to investigate as well, because I'm not sure how to do that myself. I've not tried it, like I said, but that is something that, yes. Now, Janine, often a sourdough is going to have gluten. Often it will, but if it's an organic source, there's all different, that's a whole other story about the sources of your flour. Maybe that's something we'll talk about in a future show as well. Okay, now I do want to talk about perfume. And there are some serious side effects if you love your perfume. And I've got tips on how to use this in a more healthy way. But most of the popular perfumes and colognes and the body sprays contain maybe a little bit of natural essences to make them smell good, but they do contain a lot of hazardous synthetic chemicals. And these are often, most times, derived from petroleum. Now, here's the thing. In the industry, they don't have to disclose on the labels all of those ingredients in a perfume to protect their trade secrets. So let's take a look now at some of those toxic ingredients. And we did do a poll, so this is really interesting. And I was actually not a little bit surprised, but not too surprised by these results from our poll that we did earlier. Okay, we asked you the question, and here are the results. Is your perfume affecting your health? And 26% of you said yes, 8% of you said somewhat, and 66%, so the majority said, I am not sure. Well, yeah, often, and maybe you didn't know because of all these toxic chemicals, and we're gonna go through the list of all those toxic chemicals, it could be affecting your health, and you could be getting symptoms that you didn't realize were related to squirting on your perfume, okay? So let's take a look at some of those perfumes that are commonly found in perfume. Okay, one is diethyl phthalate, toxic chemical, and it's found in 97% of Americans. So when blood is taken and drawn and looking for the phthalates, this is something that in 97% of Americans, it's in your bloodstream, okay? And that's, I'm gonna say worldwide, because we all are exposed to this toxic chemical in our beauty products. It's not just in perfumes. This could be body oil, sprays, body lotions, and things that we're putting on our skin, okay? So the phthalates. Now, this is linked to sperm damage, and this is also an endocrine disruptor. So what it will do is offset your normal balance of your hormones, which is scary. Okay, another one is musk ketone. And musk ketones, another toxic ingredient found in our perfumes, concentrates in human fat tissue, but also in breast milk. So for breastfeeding moms, something that can be potentially dangerous to the baby as well. Okay, guess what time it is, guys? It is quiz time. Okay, so today we are playing for the Vita Detox from our fantastic friends at VitaTree Nutritionals. So this is what we're playing for. Again, they are the sponsor of our show. We thank them so much for being here and supporting the show and allowing me to come and educate you and teach you every single week. Okay, so for quiz time, all you have to do is do your best to answer the question. Even if you don't answer correctly, you still may be a potential winner. Now, we will also announce last week's winner in today's show. And are we ready? You're gonna have 30 seconds on the clock once you see that question come up. Here we go. Let's go. How do you spot a fake sourdough bread? Okay, what are we looking for? You got 30 seconds on the clock. Get your answers in. Good luck, everyone. And I see those answers coming in. Good job, everyone. All right. Yes, yes, yes. 5 seconds left, everyone. Let's go, let's go. And all righty. So yes, if you put the answer, let's see it, yeast in your answers, you are correct. So if yeast is listed in the ingredients, that would be an indication that it is a fake sourdough bread. Okay, so let's continue with announcing last week's winner. So this was Roses and Jasmine. Congratulations. You're the winner of the VitaTree Collagen from last week's show. So good job. Congratulations. And make sure that you can still win again. So we have had multiple winners before. So keep playing and answering those. We do have a couple more quiz questions coming up in today's show. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. Now, let's talk about some of the symptoms caused by that toxic perfume. And that's something that we will, be coming back to as well, is how to make a non-toxic laundry soap. So getting all of those toxins out of our home is really important. Now, if you love to spray your perfume all over the place, and I've got tips as well for how to use that perfume in a more healthy way, let's talk about some of the symptoms of that toxicity. And guess what? You're going to be helping me. So anybody, tell me, what would be a symptom? If you get symptoms, you have friends that are sensitive to different perfumes, what's a symptom of having that sensitivity to toxic perfumes? Yes, I see it. All right, headaches, I see. Very, very common in terms of sensitivities to perfumes. Anybody else? Let me see. And some, okay, I see some, yes. Please put them, sorry. Itchy, yes, itchy skin and rashes. Is that a separate one? Here we go. Yes, please give me some more. Allergies, watery eyes. I love that. So allergies. Definitely another symptom of perfume toxicity. Anybody else? Oh, I like that one. Yeah, that would be a potential one. The acne could be a reaction as well. It's not one of the ones that I had on my list, but that would be one, which is fantastic. Anybody else? Yes, and respiratory issues, not inability to breathe properly. There's one that I'm looking for that I mentioned off the top. Okay, nausea did come up as well, but there's another one that I'm looking for. Really important in terms of, I don't want to give it away. Okay, let's see. Am I getting it? Is it coming? Is it coming? Life According to Kath gets hives from other people's perfume. Isn't that interesting? So definitely you are reacting and very reactive with your system. It affects thyroid. Yes, good one. So what I was looking for was hormone disruption. So your hormones. Oh, somebody said it. Okay, hormones are messed up. I'm just going to put exclamation marks there. So these are some of the common perfume toxicity symptoms that a lot of people commonly will be experiencing. Please hit that share button. Thank you for everybody who's here. Hey, if you're here for the first time, put a 1 in the comments. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and you are following. It's great to have you here. I see so many of those lovely hearts and everybody double tapping their screen and doing all of that fun stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Okay, so let's continue now. And I will have some tips for using perfume. If you don't want to give it up completely, this is something that, can definitely help you. We will also be talking about healthy vision. So that's going to be coming up in just a few moments. Okay, so how do we use our perfume in a more healthful way? I've got some tips for you. Let's go through them. Now, number 1, don't use them. So just give up using the toxic perfumes. That would be one option, probably the easiest one. However, if you love your perfumes, I've got other tips. Okay, let's look at number 2. Use them less often. So maybe you're only going to use your perfume when you're going out on a special occasion. Maybe you're not going to start using it less often. You're not going to use it every single day. Number 3, this is a big one, which is so simple to do. Never spray it directly on your skin. So it's one thing that you're inhaling it, and definitely if you're sensitive to perfumes and you're inhaling all those aldehydes, and that's why it's actually an indication if you have a candida issue, which is something that we talked about last week when we did our little game and we identified different parasites, and we talked about candida as well. We might play that game a little bit today. I don't know. If people are asking for it, then we will play that game. But yes, that candida is something that is an indicator when you've got toxicity and a sensitivity to aldehydes, which are found in perfumes. That would be an indication that you actually have candida, and it's a candida issue. So that's something that you definitely have to be aware of, and doing that candida cleansing, that parasite cleansing, super, super important, something that we talked about last week. Okay, so never spray it on your skin. So you can spray it a little bit on your clothes. You want to see my little technique? I don't know if I should do it, but anyways, I do the spray in the air, let it fall, and when I can see the little mist at the body, at body level, that's when I walk through it. So I'm just getting like a faint smell. I never smell very strongly of perfume. Okay, so that's my little hint, and I don't wear it all the time. Okay, and number 4, find alternatives. So you can definitely find alternatives, things like essential oils, which are more healthy than the traditional perfumes. And number 5, detox regularly. So yes, if you love your perfume, there's another option, and you're just not ready to give up using your perfume, you're going to do regular full body detox. This is so important. And getting rid of that toxic load from your system and doing that regularly, really important. Now, we will be talking about how to clear up your vision. I've got 9 tips for that coming up. But let's now share some positive feedback and some positive news. I want to call out my viewer spotlight for the week. And this was from Carla V. And you said such a sweet thing. Thank you so much. Carla said, Dr. Janine is one of the best on social media. No one else teaches what she does. I honestly feel blessed to have found you. Well, thank you so much, Carla. That's so sweet of you. Please continue to share the love. I see all of those hearts coming through. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the new followers that are here. It's so amazing to have you all here. We are going to continue now. Just give me a second. All right, awesome. I have the little frog in the throat. Let's continue with now, tips for our skin. Now, some people actually do get skin reactions to their perfumes, but to other environmental toxins as well. And I'm always about detoxing from the inside out. And let's talk about psoriasis and eczema in particular. And this is something that was discussed last week, and something that a lot of people have issues with, and a lot of questions came in. Okay, how do you deal with and how do you treat these conditions, and how do we do it naturally? So I've got some tips for you for psoriasis, eczema, really any type of skin rash or condition. These tips are super, super important. They're really going to help you, and they have helped so many of my patients over the years. Something that, tried and tested and true formula for helping to clear up those skin conditions. Again, treating things from a little bit different perspective than maybe what your practitioner has worked with you, because often a practitioner is going to put the topical things on top. We've got to heal from the inside out. There's a reason why your skin is reacting to that toxic load, and maybe lack of something else, which is in my tip number 1, which is Mother Nature's prescription. So lack of sunlight, lack of all those different healthy rays from the sun. The UV midday, really, really effective at clearing up eczema, psoriasis. So get some natural sunlight exposure. Of course, without the sunscreen, so important. Grounding as well as part of Mother Nature's prescription. Making sure that you're getting connected and reconnected with nature, because most of us are indoors a lot of the time. We're not outside. We're not in a natural environment. And now our system has a disconnect, and we have a lot of inflammation that starts to happen in the body when we're disconnected from nature. So this is one of the number 1 tips, more sunlight exposure on your bare skin as much as possible. This is going to clear up that skin. It is remarkable how quickly this is going to work for you. Okay, tip number 2, stop the sugar and processed foods. I hate to say it, I'm so sorry. Maybe we can grab a couple of the parasites really quickly. I just want to pull this in because we did play that parasite game last week. It was so much fun. But when we're talking about clearing up some of these bad guys from the inside out, a great example, and we talked about this earlier, and we talked about the toxicity concerns with perfume. If you're super sensitive to perfume, that's an indication that you've got candida, because candida by its nature gives off aldehydes. Perfumes are not natural aldehydes. So now you've got an overload of aldehydes, and that's why you're reacting to the perfumes. But isn't that interesting? But this candida is fed by having a lot of sugar. So every time you're eating a lot of especially processed sugar, you're feeding that candida. It's multiplying. You can see what's happening here. Now it's overrunning your system. And that could be one of the symptoms is your perfume toxicity. Okay, let's go to tip number 3. So just stop the sugar in the processed foods as much as you can. Okay, number 3, limit your chemical exposure. So whether that's in your beauty products, that's your perfume, that's anything with fragrance in it, and the phthalates and the other toxins that we talked about. But also, you want to make sure that your laundry products, so anything that's touching your skin, so whatever you are washing your clothes in, plus the fabrics of your clothes makes a difference as well, yes. And you can't always be perfect, I get that. But making these small changes over time, you're gonna see a big change in your skin conditions. And laundry soaps are a huge proponent of people that, are reacting. That's why they have the baby, types of laundry soaps that have less of the chemicals, yet babies still can react. So making your own laundry soap is something that you can definitely do. And guess what? We're gonna be making it today here in the show. I'm gonna share that recipe with you. We're gonna make some live, and you're gonna be able to see that recipe. And I hope that you'll love it. I've never gone back. I've never gone back to buying the regular laundry soap since I started making my own, and you save so much money as well, which is incredible. Hey, make sure you hit that share button. Raina, hello, is in the house with that sunshine. Hello, so great to see you again. Raina's been here for a very long time, since the inception of the show and me going live with the Doctor Janine Show. So say hello, everyone, to Raina, and it's so great to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. And yes, Dory, we will be talking about floaters and vision. I've got my tips for vision and the best foods for your vision as well. We're going to go through that list, and they're all high in lutein and zeaxanthin, so that is coming up. And Ron, you're using the non-scented soap. Yes, scent is one thing, but actually getting all those other toxins out of your laundry soap is important as well. So I'm going to do, and I hope I just answered your question. So that's why it's the other toxins as well. It's not just the scent. Hello, nice to see you. Make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button and follow. And thank you for everybody who's double tapping their screen and hitting all those like buttons and doing all that fun stuff. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's continue with the list. Another tip for psoriasis and eczema is to eat local and in-season foods. So your diet is important, but this part is really quite simple. Just eat what would naturally, if you're not growing yourself, what you could naturally get from a farmer in your environment. This does a lot in terms of your circadian rhythms and that messaging that's happening between your brain, the light cycles, the dark cycles, what season it is, where you live, the soil in your environment. This is all connected, and that's how we're so connected to our environment. Yes, yet we've become so disconnected. And when we get psoriasis or eczema, that's an indication that we have a complete disconnect from nature. Okay, so this is so important that you're reconnecting, and your food helps you to do that by eating your local food that's grown and that you could eat in the season that you're in. So for instance, if you've seen my post on no bananas in Canada, and that's talking about the winter time, we don't grow bananas in Canada. So really, if you live in Canada, especially if you were born in Canada, maybe you shouldn't be eating those bananas in Canada, especially in the winter, okay? And there's other reasons for that. I don't have time to get into it right now. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about fix that gut microbiome. So having that healthy gut microbiome, again, this connects back to nature as well. So making sure that your gut microbiome is healthy and happy, always putting those good guys back in, probiotics. You get those probiotics, whether it's from your food, so high probiotic containing foods, which I've talked to in previous episodes, but also in your environment. So just being outside in nature, that also affects your microbiome in a healthy way. So if you're always sterile and using the hand sanitizer, everybody knows somebody like this. Put a 1 in the comments if you're the hand sanitizer, or you see people that are always like cleansing the hands. Not great for your gut microbiome and can actually make your psoriasis and your eczema much worse. Put a 1 in the comments. Who knows somebody who, yes, K-Short 850, you know somebody who's always doing the hand sanitizer? It makes my skin crawl when I see that happen, because it's just not so great for your microbiomes, your skin microbiome or your gut microbiome. If you're always, Tony, yes, Carrie, a lot of people know someone, or you're doing it yourself. Let me just say it's not the best thing for your health, okay? Number 6 on the list is full body detox. So hey, that comes up again. Yeah, we've got to cleanse from the inside out to make sure that we are cleansing out those toxins, especially if you're prone to that eczema, that psoriasis, something that you definitely want to get a handle on. Okay, so I hope you can screenshot that list really quickly so that you've got it. And those are my tips. And of course, I share other tips about eczema, psoriasis in my other content. So please make sure that you search it up. So you can really search up now a lot of, or no, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of the big health topics out there. Let's say it's fatty liver, let's say it's detox, let's say it's bowel movements, constipation. Just put it in the search bar of the app that you're in and just search my name and put whatever you want to look for in that search bar. Now, if I don't have a video on something that you want more information about, please put it in the comments of one of my other videos, because my team behind the scenes, and we thank them so much, Team Doctor Janine, they're so fantastic at letting me know what you want more content about. So make sure you put it in the comments so that I'm aware. Thank you for all the follows. I see Marina Delu, thank you. Elizabeth, so many new followers here today. And Barbara just joined, Peace joined, Esther joined. Thank you for following, everyone. So great to have you all here. And thank you for sharing today's live. I know so many of you have hit the share button, which is amazing. Okay, now let's talk about some of the ingredients that are not so great in our laundry products. Now, this is something, I've got a big list of those toxic ingredients. So if you've not yet changed, whether it is your actual detergent, maybe it's the fabric softener, maybe it's the little puck things that you're using, the little pods that you're putting into the laundry, most of these are really, really toxic. And let's go through the list of those bad laundry ingredients. The good news is that we're going to be mixing up a very non-toxic and fantastic and very inexpensive, and that it works fantastic to actually clean and launder your clothes. We're gonna be mixing that up, a DIY recipe that I love and I swear by. Okay, let's take a look at the list. What are some of the toxic ingredients to look for? And you can screenshot this list when we're done. So nonyl phenyl ethoxylate, I can't even say, ethoxylate, there we go. Linked to reproductive system problems, so endocrine disruptors. It's gonna mess up your hormones. Not a good thing. Let's look at number 2 on the list, sodium lauryl sulfate, the SLS, and the SLES, the sodium lauryl sulfate, often found in our laundry products, very toxic. And these cause the skin irritation, and they are also harmful to marine life. So it gets into our water systems and is very, detrimental there, and can be potentially carcinogenic as well. So this is kind of scary. So please make sure that you're not using these in your laundry products, because remember, anything that's going onto your skin, you're wearing your clothes, your kids are wearing their clothes, your baby is wearing these clothes, and it's going to be absorbed through the skin barrier. So this is really important. You don't want to be putting these on your skin. Okay, number 3 is the phosphates, so can lead to a lot of skin and eye irritations, especially if you're sensitive, so that's important. Number 4 on the list are, of course, the dyes. So whenever there's a chemical dye, and often if you look at something, one of your products, and it's very distinctly a color, like this one is usually like a blue color, that is not the healthiest thing, okay, in terms of your overall health, and your body needs to detoxify these dyes. Hit that subscribe button. Please make sure that you're following. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Dr. Janine, and we are talking all of the toxic ingredients in laundry soap. I will be sharing my natural recipe, how you can mix up your own non-toxic laundry soap in just a minute. Okay, we also have number 5 on the list, the optical brighteners, and these can contain something called benzene, and this increases the risk of cancer and reproductive system issues as well. So another endocrine disruptor often found in laundry ingredients. Number 6 on the list is 1,4-dioxane, and this is a possible carcinogen. Number 7, so scary stuff. I mean, just in regular laundry soap. Number 7 on the list is formaldehyde, and this is classified as a carcinogen as well in our laundry soap and our laundry ingredients. And number 8 is, of course, chlorine bleach. So chlorine bleach, of course, causes skin irritation and can cause issues where's the thyroid? The thyroid's gone. Okay, well, the thyroid can cause issues with our thyroid. So this is something that we definitely want to make sure that with chlorine, because chlorine is a halogen, it will disrupt and displace your iodine. And your iodine is really important for your thyroid function. So your metabolism. So when we think about, having a healthy metabolism, did you know that your laundry soap could be related back to, especially if you're using chlorine bleach to bleach your whites, or you're using chlorine, in your home at all, can be disrupting your thyroid function, and you could be gaining weight from that. Yes. So yeah, that's why you tune in here to the Dr. Janine Show, just to enlighten you on a few things that you may have never heard before. So if you're hearing this for the first time, put a 2 in the comments. That's why I love to educate. Cindy, thank you so much. I am so glad that you're here today. And you are, yes, Dilexia, Margarita, user 2, Mark, Robin, Glam Queen, user 142, Aina, Muskoka Mama, Gigi Who, Mary Hernandez, CT, first time you've heard this? I know, that's why I do what I do, to educate you, and I hope that you share this. If you do nothing else but hit that share button right now, but also just in conversation with people today, when you're out and about or on the phone or however you're communicating on your devices with all your EMFs and things, I've got some great shows coming up on that, then please just share some of this info so that we can really spread the word so that people are getting healthier. That's my whole goal. That's why I do this show every single week. Love the fact that you're all here, and love the fact that we are at quiz question number 2. So if you are new to the show, thank you for tuning in today. We do this every Tuesday at this time, and we are playing for a prize. So from our great sponsors at Vitatree Nutritionals, who support our show and the program, this is what we're playing for, and this will come to you free. So please make sure that you are following me so that we can reach you if you are a winner. The Vita Detox from our great friends at Vitatree Nutritionals. Okay, this is an easy one. All you have to do is comment, just put it in your answer in the comments. You're gonna have 30 seconds once you see that question come up. True or false? Here we go. Question number 2, true or false? Perfumes can disrupt your hormones. You've got 30 seconds, true or false? Get your answers in. Good luck, everyone. Alrighty, everybody getting your answers in. You've got 10 seconds left. Everybody's ready? Yes, I see a lot of good answers coming in. Good job. Okay, all right. Good job, everyone. Everybody got their answers in? Yes, I'll give you a few more seconds. Good job. And I see all those hearts and 100%s coming in. Thank you so much. All right, so the answer is, of course, true. So that's why, you've got to maybe follow my tips. If you've missed them, if you're just tuning in now, I had tips about how to use perfume and things to do a little bit differently with your perfume. If you missed that, we can pull that up in a little bit. Let's get to the kitchen though first for the DIY laundry soap recipe. So if you are using those toxic ingredients in your home, this is something that you definitely want to switch over. And once you make this for the first time, you will be amazed at how, number 1, how inexpensive it is, but number 2, how easy it is and how well it works to actually clean and launder your clothes. And you don't need bleach, and you don't need, the fabric softener and all these things. It works amazing. Now, we do have one more quiz question coming up in today's show, so that will be coming up. Are we ready to mix this up? Okay, so super, super easy. So you can mix it in a glass container. Some people will do like multiple batches of this in a big glass container. I like to use the mason jar, so you can do that. And all you need is some liquid Castile soap. So I purchased this either online, or you can also purchase this at the health food store. And it's a natural soap, and it's naturally based, and it doesn't have any toxic chemicals in it, okay? So you're using 2 tablespoons of your Castile soap into your container. And there we go. And that will give it that sort of soapy consistency. Then you're gonna use a couple tablespoons of baking soda, so just your regular run-of-the-mill. Baking soda is going into your container. And then you're going to fill it up with some warm water, okay? So that is basically it. And it doesn't have to be from the kettle, it's just how I have it here. You can do it from your regular tap water. And then you can use some essential oils if you like, okay? So we've got lavender here and 5 to 10 drops of either of your essential oils. So we'll do a mixture here of the lavender, but also I'm gonna use some peppermint. So if you have a lot of gym clothes, your kids are, into sports and a lot of sweaty clothes, then the peppermint has a really nice and distinctive sort of fresh scent to your laundry soap. And then you just mix that up. And I usually shake it quite a bit just to kind of let the baking soda incorporate and all come together. And it smells divine. I wish we had smell-o-vision because it just smells so fresh and clean, and it just is so amazing. Your clothes come out without the need for using fabric softener. Your clothes just come out so clean, and it's completely non-toxic, okay? So we do have that recipe. We're gonna go over here really quickly, and here we go. Okay, so here we've got the laundry soap recipe. So you're gonna use, and you can screenshot that really quickly. There you go. All right, we've got it. And just one little thing, okay, with your essential oils, if your essential oil on its own, if you look at it, so some essential oils like orange and other ones are very pigmented, that might stain your clothes. So that's why I like to stick with the peppermint and with the lavender, because they're very clear in their own color. You don't want to be, sort of pigmenting your clothes with some of these naturally occurring pigments that are coming from your essential oil. So that's a little added note there, which is important, okay? So there you go. I hope you have that recipe. And we do have one more quiz question coming up. Okay, now let's continue. How much are we using per load? It's 1 for 1. So as much as you would use in your scooper of your other laundry, the regular toxic laundry soap, it's 1 to 1. Okay, does that make sense in terms of how much you're using? There you go. All right, awesome. Okay, now let's talk about our vision. And we had so many questions about how do we get clearer vision. So if you are prone to floaters, if you're prone to cataracts, if you're prone to, pressure changes in the eyes as well, here are my 9 tips for that clearer vision, which is so important. And here's something that we've talked about last week as well. Tip number 1 is no more sunglasses. You actually want to get more sun into your eyes because the sun is very healing. Despite what you've been told, the sun is very healing to all of your visual receptors. And this is so important. It's not just about the eyes and your vision. This is all about those connections to the brain as well, and your brain tissue, and that connection between your eyes and your brain. Super important to turn on that electrical signaling in your brain. This has a lot to do with your hormones as well. So when you are wearing sunglasses all the time, this is going to mess up your hormones because your brain controls your hormones. So this is really important. When you've heard me talk about leptin resistance and this whole sunglasses and coming back to this, yes, this is about vision, and we're focusing in on vision today, but it has a lot to do with your hormonal health and your energy levels and your ability to lose weight. Don't wear the sunglasses. Just start to use them a lot less. This is going to be really helpful for you in terms of your vision. You're going to start to see that your vision clears up. Now, I will tell you, when you first are taking off the sunglasses, it's going to feel really, really bright, and it's going to feel like, this is way too bright for me, and your eyes might be kind of like squinting, and you're like, I can't do this. Just stick with it, stick with it. Now, of course, if it's completely uncomfortable, you can put the sunglasses back on for a few seconds. I'm just kidding. For a little bit, but try just to wean your way off of the sunglasses. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer for your health. Okay, number 2 is try not to wear those contact lenses. So contact lenses in of themselves have some issues. They're blocking oxygenation to your eyes. Wear your glasses whenever you can if you do need corrective lenses, but you want that natural light coming into your eyes, and that's why glasses are actually better, because that natural light is coming into your eyes, the oxygen is reaching your eyes. Super important for circadian rhythms, but also for clearer vision over time, yeah. And for all the people that I've educated on this topic, it's really important that, yeah, we've actually been able to see vision changes in a positive way with making these changes, okay? So these are tried, tested, and true, which is so important. Okay, number 3 for clearer vision, wear your blue light blocking glasses. So yes, here's the thing. with blue light blocking glasses and decreasing your screen time will do wonders for your vision, because that blue light is very damaging. So blue light will penetrate right to the back of the eye, whereas sunlight is only coming in about a third of the way. So this is something that's really important. A lot of people think that, yes, the sunlight very damaging to, especially to the macula of the eye, macular degeneration, which you may have heard of. It's that blue light from all of our screen time and our artificial lights, unfortunately, very damaging to our vision. So try to turn the lights off in your environment, open windows, open blinds, be out in natural sunlight if you can. And really important as well is to wear your blue light blocking glasses. And ideally the ones that you're wearing are quite yellow like this to actually block the blue light from the screens, or the very red ones, which I use closer to bedtime if I am on a screen, to block out all of the blue light, and it helps with sleep as well, which is so important, okay? Now, another tip is to use blue light blocking apps for your screen. So there are apps available, you can search this up, that are amazing because they will naturally work with the circadian rhythms of the day depending on your location, and they will tint your screen, and that changes throughout the day. Now I like just to always make it, you know, as yellow as possible, trying to get all of that blue light out. It is difficult to get it completely out with the apps as well, so that's why I use the extra protection of the blue light blocking glasses, okay? I hope you're loving this. Emily, thank you so much. Hello, nice to see you. I see all those waving hands. Thank you for tuning in. Maha, thank you for the follow. Christine, thank you for sharing today's live. So everybody hit that share button a few times, 5, 10, 15 times would be great. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I see all of those hearts coming in as well. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. And hello, hi, and good morning to you as well. Nice to see you. Okay. Hello, Drew in Mauritius. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Let's continue with the list. Tip number 5 for clear vision is no corrective surgery. So that laser corrective surgery, not a good thing. And there is some evidence out there that it can cause more serious actual brain issues. So not even just a vision issue anymore. Yeah, the vision might get clearer, but can affect your hormones and your brain and the way that you actually think, feel, love, your emotions can be affected by LASIK surgery. Yeah, believe it or not. So this is something that I'm not. People ask me about it all the time. I don't like it. I would never do it. Okay. Number 6, blinking. So blinking more, super important that we are blinking. That hydration of our eyeball is so important because that's the first place that the light is coming into the eye, is on the outside. And if we don't have enough hydration and those essential fats on the eyeball itself, that light won't be properly concentrated at the back of the eye, okay? So blinking, super important. Everybody blink 10 times right now. Everybody doing that? All right, I see all those hearts coming through. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in today. Okay, number 7 on the list is lutein and zeaxanthin. These are very important antioxidants specifically found in some fruits and vegetables. I'm going to share a list of the 10 best foods for your eyes that are loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin in just a minute, so stay tuned for that. So increasing those, you can take that in a supplement as well. That's a supplement that I do not miss. I take this every day with my omega-3s. Really important, that DHA for your eyes as well. Okay, and number 8 on the list is castor oil. So if you missed last week, we actually talked about how you can use castor oil on your eyelids and how to do that to help with your vision. So if you missed last week's show, make sure you check it out on long form video. Of course, it's out there. You can check out last week's episode and all the previous episodes as well. For I know a lot of you are here and new for the first time, so make sure you check that out. And number 9, of course, is doing eye exercises. So one of them is the Bates method, the palming method. Everybody rub your hands together right now, put your phones down or your devices, whatever, rub your hands, create some heat, and you're just going to cup your hands very gently, close your eyes, and relax all of those eye muscles. And then come back and say hello, and then usually you do that for about 2 minutes, so you just relax your eyes for about 2 minutes. When you come back, usually your vision is much clearer. It is amazing. So relaxing those ciliary muscles, super important to do that. For your clearer vision, please screenshot this really quickly so that you've got it. So great to have you all here today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Dr. Janine, and this is the Dr. Janine Show. Now remember, tomorrow we're going to be coming back. We will be having our live Q&A tomorrow, so for all the questions that I'm not able to answer during the live show on Tuesdays, please tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll be asking and answering your questions, which is going to be amazing. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Let's talk about now, and I do want to thank my super fans. Before we go on, I want to thank all of you. There's so many of you who tune in every single week, and I see these regular names that are always here. You give gifts throughout the live show. You give gifts and donations to the channel throughout the week as well. You're commenting on all of my content, which is amazing. So I thank all of you. It's so amazing. And thank you to all my super fans. You guys are the best. Love you all, and continue to tune in and support the channel. I couldn't do it without you all, so that is amazing. Love you all. Thank you so much. Okay, let's talk about the foods now. I promised that we would talk about the best foods for your vision. And let's go through the list because I have 10 best foods. And these foods in particular are high in that lutein and zeaxanthin, which are the specific antioxidants, those carotenoids that concentrate in the eye. There's over 600 different carotenoids that are existent in nature, but only 2 of them concentrate in the eye, and they are the lutein and the zeaxanthin. So let's go through the list of foods. Okay, number 10 on the list, pistachios. Yeah, so you know that green color in the pistachios, lutein and zeaxanthin, at 824 micrograms per one little handful, 1 ounce of pistachios. So eat some pistachios now and again, really good for your eyes. Number 9 on the list is carrots. Yeah, mom always said eat your carrots. Why? Great for your eyes, we know that. But they also have that lutein and zeaxanthin. Number 8 on the list, of course, romaine lettuce. So isn't that interesting? 1,087 micrograms per cup of romaine. Most people eat a little bit more romaine lettuce when you're having a salad than a cup, so that's great news. Okay, number 7 on the list, asparagus, also great for your eyes, 1,300 micrograms of the lutein and zeaxanthin. Can anybody guess what number 1 is? If you can guess what number 1 is, put it in the comments right now. I'm curious if you know this. Okay, number 6 on the list, broccoli. Yes, broccoli, very high in the lutein and zeaxanthin, 1,600 or so micrograms per cup of cooked. Number 5, let's see, Brussels sprouts, also great for our hormones, ladies, helps to balance our estrogen levels. I love Brussels sprouts, amazing, amazing. You just got to know what to do with them. For those of you, yes, okay, I see some right answers for number 1. Good job, good job. These are about 10 best foods for our eyes. Okay, Brussels sprouts, great for our hormones as well. Number 4 on the list, pumpkins. Yes, pumpkins. So remember those carotenoids. You can see it in the color of a pumpkin, of course, are those carotenoids, the lutein and the zeaxanthin. Number 3 on my list, summer squash, also fantastic, 4,000 micrograms per cup of cooked summer squash. Thank you. Everybody hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you for all the love coming in today. It's so great to have you here. And of course, we do this every Tuesday at this time zone. So make sure you tune in tomorrow as well. And yes, we will get to number 1 in just a second. I know some of you actually have the correct answer, which I'm very impressed. Thank you for the follows. Awesome job, everyone. Thank you for all the likes and all the love and all those hearts coming through as well. Please tune in tomorrow because we do have our hashtag Ask Dr. Janine. Start using that in your comments. We will have, of course, the Q&A. So if I wasn't able to get to all your questions or shout you out today, I apologize. There's so much activity happening. Thank you so much for tuning in. And our steadfast followers and viewers, love you all. Tune in tomorrow. You can ask more of those questions tomorrow one-on-one with me. We're going to sit and chat, and I'll answer your questions tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, number 2, we're getting close to number 1. Green peas. Who loves their green peas? Okay, 4,000 micrograms of lutein and zeaxanthin per cup of green peas, which is amazing. And of course, number 1 on the list is our dark green leafies, especially spinach. So look at this. I mean, look at the difference between, and this is per 1 cup of cooked spinach, 20,534 micrograms in cooked spinach, just 1 cup of your lutein and zeaxanthin. Great for your eyes. So yeah, Popeye said spinach was great for the muscles, great for your eyes as well. And here's the interesting thing, you actually start to absorb more of that lutein and zeaxanthin if you're having it with a healthy fat. So what some of the research shows is that if you fry, now I'm not saying that everybody should be frying their foods, but let's say you at a higher temperature with some good quality olive oil, something that I've talked about in an older show as well, is that actually increases the absorption and the lutein and zeaxanthin content of your spinach by frying it a little bit. Just saying. I'm not saying that everybody should fry their foods, but I'm saying if you use it at a higher temperature, a little bit of like really good quality olive oil, that we talked about before, this is something that can really help with your eye health. All right, amazing, amazing. Okay, guess what time it is? It is quiz question number 3 time. So remember, from our sponsors at VitaTree, we thank them for supporting this show. We are playing for this, the Vita Detox. Is everybody ready? I hope everybody's ready. I hope everybody's having a great time. Here we go. You have the ability to win that, and it's coming to you free. So make sure you are following so that we can reach you. And you are subscribed so that we can reach you. Okay, here we go. Quiz question number 3. Our final quiz question for today. Name a healthy food for your eyes other than carrots. We just went through the list. Please put your answers in. You've got 30 seconds on the clock. Put in your answers now. All right, is everybody getting their answers in? I see that happening. Let's go, let's go. Healthy foods for our eyes. A lot of people are putting in the number 1 answer as well. And I'm so glad that you're loving this show. Thank you for tuning in today. Oh my goodness, so many good answers, so much activity behind the scenes. All right, thank you for all the new followers as well. Before I reveal, I hope that you hit that share button. I hope that you're subscribed and you hit that follow button. And thanks for all the likes and, you know, doing all that fun stuff during the shows, double tapping. I know some people like actually get a workout from watching the Doctor Janine show because you're hitting that like, you're double tapping, you're doing all that fun stuff. And I see more people are doing it right now. So thank you so much. I appreciate all the love throughout the show. Honestly, it gives me, I'm like, oh yes, this is awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and all those hearts and the gifts and things and the donations that come throughout the shows as well, which is amazing. All righty. I see some funny answers coming in there too. Okay, I see that. All right, so let's reveal some of those foods. So we talked about the dark leafy greens. Of course, spinach was highest on the list at over 20,000 micrograms of lutein and zeaxanthin for our eye health. Green peas, summer squash, romaine lettuce, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, pistachios, and pumpkin. All right, good job, everyone. Congratulations to everybody who answered those questions. If you're just tuning in right now, we talked about eye health. As you can see, we made our own DIY non-toxic laundry soap today as well, which was amazing. And we also talked about some toxicity concerns with using your perfume at home and how that can be related to some other sort of parasitic issues. Hey, did anybody request the Parasite game? I don't know if they did. We're almost out of time. I don't think so. Did they? Do we want to just put up one parasite? Nah. Okay, we won't do it. Thanks for the the comments that I see, which is so funny. Okay, so yes, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, okay, let's load it up really quickly. We've got a couple minutes. Here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, can we identify this parasite? This is what we played last week. So if you did miss last week's show, please check it out. You can search it up on long form video. Can anybody identify this parasite? Please tell me you can. Let's go. This is not fair for people who were here last week. I see some already positive answers. Melanie, you missed last week's show. Okay, make sure you check it out. You can definitely check it out. Yes, yes, yes. I see some good answers coming in. Good job. All right, all right. We're just playing a little parasite naming game here. Can you see what that, and tell me what that parasite is? Have we got it? Have we got it? I think so. I think I saw it. Yes, Giardia. Giardia, more specifically, it is the protozoa, yes, and that can cause a lot of diarrhea. You don't need to travel anywhere. Now that often, if you do travel and you drink some bad water, bad food, and you get that sort of Montezuma's revenge type of bad diarrhea, it's usually this organism. However, here in Canada, as an example, big in the US as well, very, very prevalent. It bypasses normal chlorination processes for drinking water and can be a big problem often in daycare centers and things. These kids are getting sick, getting diarrhea, adults as well, because of that bad bacteria. Okay, so thank you so much to everybody who participated in that little game. I know I see some funny emojis coming in, which is hilarious. And yeah, so make sure that you're tuning in next week. So next week we will be talking about some fun topics as well. And we're talking about liver health. We're going to talk about headaches. So I get a lot of questions about headaches. I know a question came in today about lipomas. I think we should talk about lipomas because I've seen that come up a few times. So we're going to add that to the list, the lipomas. And you know, in every show we talk about detoxification, why that's so important. And of course, some of those things that are out there in our environment that you wouldn't necessarily think were connected to your health, like EMFs, like lack of sunlight exposure. So we'll bring that all around and come full circle with some of that information next week as well. And yeah, coming back to liver health as well. So maybe not necessarily fatty liver, which is definitely on the rise, but in general, how can we detox our liver? How can we get cleansed from the inside out? We'll talk about that next week. Make sure you do tune in tomorrow. Remember that we will be doing the live Q&A at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Please tune in then. It was so great to see you all here today. Thank you for all the new followers. I mean, so many new followers that are happening today and that happen every week. It was so great to have you all here. And make sure you check out all my content. If you're new to my content, check out my videos. Make sure that you're commenting. Make sure you're following me as well. And we will see you next week. Have a healthy week, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow as well.